I am not my breath. I am not even my body. I move beyond thinking. I move beyond even a single thought. And I invite Samuel and my guides to speak through me. Welcome back, dear ones. We address you with those endearing words. For you as the song stated, children of God, loved. This one had a reminder of that today, noticing as he and Wick finished their walk, his recording device displayed 444 as they finished. Angels surround you, dear ones. As he came home for lunch, playing a game with his dear Laura, he relayed the story when this game they were playing seemed to be focusing on the number 4 cropping up over and over again as they played, as if to remind him. And we bring it up to remind each one of you, dear ones, how loved you are, how you walk in the presence of angels each and every day. And yes, whether you are aware of it or not, they are always around. He sat with us yesterday just to ask some questions. We thanked him for asking. For dear ones, that is a key. We are there for you when you ask. We are always listening. And just as he noticed today, sometimes the answers come in unexpected ways. Energy flows where attention goes, dear ones. What is peace? Is it not a serenity?
Quiet contentment?
A calmness? Is that not one of the products of this thing you call meditation? Slipping into a quiet state, allowing a contentment to come over you, a peacefulness, an appreciation for allowing your mind to become still.
Isn't it kind of a state like the perfect now moment? There's no push, there's no pull.
There's nowhere to go but just be, sitting with your essence.
Kind of like a sweet surrender in safety, complete wholeness.
Surrendering.
Letting go.
Yes, letting go of these thought processes, becoming the witness if a thought comes in your mind and just watch it float on by. Resting in the awareness that even as you try to still everything in your body, in your mental faculties, your body, your breath, your heart, your lungs, all continue just as we sit right now in periods of silence. What would you like to talk about tonight, dear ones?
So what is this peace that we feel? I know, for myself, I've noticed in the past few months maybe, I feel a peace and a contentment like I don't think I've ever felt before.
Me too. Me three.
And I don't, instead of angering, I am standing back and watching.
Witnessing.
Yes. But I've never felt this way before. I don't even hardly even have anxiety anymore.
I think it's because I quit working.
Well, I did that a while ago.
Yeah.
But suddenly there's this feeling.
It's like all
Perspectives change, do they not?
Well, you kind of worry about yourself, you know. It's kind of like
Well, everything with it we've been reading, everything that we've been doing.
it's all caught up with us.
Yeah, it's all starting to sink in. It's all starting to elevate us, I guess.
We speak of the levels of consciousness again, do we not?
And I guess our vibration is higher.
As you rise
So
above the
peaceful.
situation, you see it from a different perspective.
Definitely see it from a different perspective.
You seem to have surrendered too. At one time you were really gung-ho to get something going, and maybe you still want that, but you surrender to the process.
Yes, I still want it, but I believe it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Yes. And I have surrendered, I guess. Yes.
It's the let go, the let God stuff.
Mm.
You know, I was thinking today about, everybody says, set goals, do this and that. And I've probably been the person with the least amount of goals ever in anybody's life. But I thought it was orchestrated, everything that happened to get me here.
Yeah.
Up here, and I thought I couldn't have arranged it. I couldn't have.
Well, I see that happening. As I stay in this feeling, things just keep on, good keeps on happening.
Flowing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like an ebb and flow, and it's good. It's a process. It's a harmony and a balance with it, versus the push pull or the tug or whatever.
Mm. Yeah, that push pill is no. Not fun.
No.
Samuel, can you sense our thoughts? Sometimes when I sit here, I'll be thinking, I wish you would say this or talk about this, and the next thing I know, you're talking about it. Are you sensing our thoughts, or is it just a coincidence?
There are no coincidences.
I know. That's why
We sense energy, dear ones.
So does that include our thoughts, or is that different?
Well, thoughts are energy, right, Samuel?
Thoughts are energy.
Yeah, we probably look like a whole bunch of sparks to Samuel.
We hope we do.
You all shine, dear ones.
The light is on. Oh.
Samuel, talk to us about ways that we can spread peace to other people and to our community.
Is that not what Mary Jo was just speaking of? You spread peace by being peace.
Be the example.
You
Wherever we
spread
go,
peace
whatever we do.
by being what you are. You spread peace. This energy you speak of, this vibration, you carry that with you, dear one, wherever you go.
I think that's why people react to us and start speaking to us and they're sensing or feeling goodness or happiness or
They are reflections of what you are. What searching for an example we are.
Sure.
It takes two to tango is what comes. Have not you seen that in argumentative people? They wish to argue, and you do not join in the fun, so to speak. Have you not seen them wander off and try that tactic on someone else? They're reflecting what they are at that moment. Just as Mary Jo was saying, if you exude peace or joy or happiness with laughter, does that not raise up the ones around you? Does that not bring a smile to their face? Again, we have to bring in the concept of levels of consciousness. Just as she was saying, it seems easier to respond that way now. There are those at a lower level of consciousness that is a bit more challenging, shall we say, in some instances. Sometimes this ego wants you to stay mired in doubt and fear or anger. And just as many of you have stated, as you feel your vibration has raised, it seems easier to stay in these states, to be peaceful, to witness instead of react. This one sees that in his wink when he's out for walks. She sees another dog approaching. She senses, very obvious that was today, as she walked by a number of dogs with nothing but a peaceful encounter, should we say. Just walk on by. He noticed her body language change as a lady walked towards him and her black and white dog laid down in the grass. It was obvious that this dog had something else other than peace on its mind.
That would be Ruby. Isn't that a fear, though? Must be. I think it's a fear.
Fear that it's not safe.
Same as people could be. Interesting. Same as people.
High level of alertness.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we speak of levels of consciousness. There is that in the pubs too, dear one. There are those that are just aggressive by nature. And there are those that are our higher level that are peaceful by nature. And there is the one we call Wink.
He's the ambassador.
But she is guarded now. She has seen an attack from what she thought was a friendly dog. So now she looks at other dogs sometimes with a bit of a suspicion, reads them closely, learning she is that not every dog will react in the manner that she has seen, becoming accustomed to being able to have that peaceful encounter, learning as she goes, so to speak.
I guess she senses energy too. Like,
Yes,
yeah. Interesting.
it was obvious today. That other dog was not in a submissive mode. That other dog was lying in wait, so to speak, until we got close enough. Wanted to lunge at the wee one. Her owner was well aware of her, well, how did she describe it? Her stealth mode.
That's what Ruby does. Yeah. It's hard. You wish you could help them, but some of them you can't.
Speaking of that, when that snake ate my baby birds, I still have a hard time with that. Can you speak of attachment to things that really aren't your own things? How do you let that go?
But that's what snakes do.
But it brought her pleasure. It brought her. It brought you pleasure. That's what it
But it
was.
was just being a snake.
I know.
It has to be what it is, and you be what you are. You
It's
love
true.
them while they were there.
It's true.
But I think
They
you're,
were so helpless, though.
But I think you're also speaking of letting go too.
Yeah, I think it is, and
You can't.
for some reason I'm having.
She's
a
still very
hard time
angry
with
at that snake.
Yes.
But we don't own anything.
I know. That's what I need help with. Letting it go.
Let's see what Samuel
How do
says.
you
Yeah,
let
what
it
does Samuel say about letting go
Yeah.
of the, because it's a natural habitat
Mhm.
situation.
Mhm.
Happens in the wild all the time.
Reframe.
Reframe.
By that we mean be thankful for the time you enjoyed that dear bird. And as Carla stated, the snake was just being a snake. This letting go, these attachments, it is part of the human condition, is it not? We see other people walking their pets and we are not attached to their pet. But they are, just as this one we speak through is attached to his little wink and will be sad when she passes.
Well, another example is I planted 2 butterfly bushes last year that were doing so well. And then finally, that drought just got the better of them. I don't know if I forgot to water them for a few days or what happened, but they just were not coming back. And it's the same thing. I had to keep saying, oh, I loved them so much. And I had to let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not part of this human experience you call growth?
So in a way, is it a lesson for us?
Learning how to let go, learning how to grow.
All we're doing is moving. We're in the flow.
Learning how to laugh and smile at
Yeah.
anything, I think.
Say thank you bushes for the time that we had together. Thank you birds for the time we had together. You know, because you really touched my heart. You're inside me. Those birds aren't going to go away, and obviously the bushes aren't
True.
either.
True. There is no doubt.
And so you're going to be a person that's going to draw birds, and you're going to be a person that's going to draw butterflies, because it's now in you. It's part of who you are in a very special, private way. It's like the little door that you opened in your heart and said, little birds here, little bushes here. And so you're you then. That makes you you, because you have that
Getting kind of
personal...
crowded in there.
Well, there's plenty of room, Eileen.
Eileen's a comedian tonight.
You know, butterflies and birds and dogs.
My heart is overflowing. All this.
And if and when those birds come back, you need to say something like, I know you're going to have a wonderful growth period here in your little house, and there will be no visitors to your house and you will be safe.
It is no different than Laura and Keith sitting here watching their bird feeder last summer and seeing a hawk swoop down and scoop a bird right up off the feeder.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Snatched him right off the feeder.
Wow.
Took off with the bird.
Huh.
Yeah.
Our little buddy just disappeared.
Mm.
Yeah.
Again, like Carla said, it's just nature.
You
The
know,
birds are feeding on the feed, and the hawk is feeding on the bird.
Circle of life. The circle of life.
Yeah, it is a circle of
It
life.
is.
It really is.
And yes, you can be attached to it, you can mourn, but we suggest you rise up and, as we stated, honor the time you had, the joy you experienced with that bird. Let your anger dissolve for the snake or the hawk, for they are just being the snake and the hawk. They have to eat too.
At least they don't do it with intent. They just do it to feed their hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Some humans do it with intent. Interesting.
And we won't mention them.
I know who you're thinking of, Eileen.
Let him go. Let him go.
But I mean, anything material is going to dissolve eventually. I mean, look at a house. Nobody lives in it, and it deteriorates in a second.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know,
It
and
is
so
true.
it's the energy of life, and that's why I say the birds are in you and the bushes in you. And I lean too.
And it matters not how much you accumulate in your life, for you cannot take it with you.
Yeah. It's a flow.
The material things we speak of.
Yeah.
If you grow in love in your life, yes, you take that with you. If
And
you
that's
raise
what
your
it goes
vibration,
on.
yes, that goes with you.
That's right.
But all these material things, that's all they are. Yes, and you can be attached to them. This one, when he left his house a few years back, he battled with that for a while. For there was much that he had attachment to in that house that he had to just release. But again, know, dear ones, when you release an attachment, what have you just done? You have opened a space to receive something new.
That's a good way to look at it.
And the more we open and release and open and release, we become infinite
He felt a
space.
lightness come over him when all was released.
And all the birds of the air can come and nest in, and we don't feel crowded.
Sometimes we have to move out the old to make way for the new, dear ones.
All right, I have an animal question. The other day, that sounds odd, but Ruby was barking, her normal bark. And all of a sudden, I heard out of her mouth, Yubi's hound dog howl. She has never, ever, ever done that. Was that connected to Yubi somehow? Or was it just...
Yubi's messing with you.
I knew it. It's this, oh, and I mean, that has never, that's a howl. Well, I love it, but is there why is he coming to visit me all the time? That's it.
Because he loved you.
That's it, but he's...
That's enough in any realm.
I have never... Or am I just noticing things that I didn't notice in the past? Is that it? Or is it he's...
Again, awareness is always key with all of this thing. And we spoke of Hubie Robin.
Yeah.
Now we got Hubie Dog.
poor Ruby, no wonder she's a mess. She's like, what's inside of me and where did that come from?
Maybe she didn't hear it, just you.
Oh no, she was her making the noise. Oh my goodness. I'll be darned. Okay. Thank you. It is something, isn't it?
He's messing with you.
I love that. No, that's really funny. Oh.
Well, that's another thing too, Samuel. Like when we do have the loved ones that we do in our lives, whether they're cats or dogs or birds or
People.
or yeah. Well, so I'm basically the realm I'm talking about is that one, and that basically we put our humanness on another species.
True.
You know, and they're not human. We give them traits. We dress up dogs in hats and coats, and I mean, you know, we go ahead and superimpose that humanness and personality on something that
Doesn't belong to us.
it's not to their nature. You know, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I'm just saying that, you know, we think that animals hurt or feel things that the way we do, but it's possible that they might be much more aware of the impermanence of everything and the allness of everything, and it really doesn't matter to them.
Well, they can feel sensation, feel pain, but they don't suffer because their thoughts.
They don't know fear.
Yeah.
They don't hold it
Thoughts
though.
create suffering.
Yeah.
They let it go.
Yeah, they don't know fear. Dogs, you know, when they're going to die, I mean, or cats, I mean, they don't say, oh my gosh, you know, I got to hang on all 10, you know, like humans will sometimes. because it's just, well, I think I'm going to go lay down now. And they feel bad enough that they do that. And, you know. But it's my understanding, right, Samuel, that animals don't live in with that inevitability of the vehicle leaving, because they're kind of in their own zone anyway, right? Having a good time.
Living in the now more than you. Just as Eileen stated. When do we take ourselves out of the now? When we think of the past or the future. We think of the dear bird that was eaten by the snake. What did we just do? We stepped into the past. For the dog or the cat or the bird or the snake, that moment has passed. It's just gone. Our thought brings it back. Our thought takes us back to living in that moment instead of living in the now. Or the next time you see a snake, you immediately jump to the conclusion, oh geez, they're going to get another bird. Again, the thought process. Can you release that? Can you just accept that on occasion that happens? Again, we speak of the nature of these animals. They have to survive also. They have learned how to hunt, what they can eat. We make an attachment to these cute little creatures. And then we see one get struck down, and because of that attachment, we feel sorrow. Or we feel anger towards the snake. Again, it's these thought processes.
I mean, imagine the snake talking back to her, and she's saying, I hate you, snake, because you did this. And the snake saying, hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just having lunch. You know? I'm just sitting here eating lunch, and you're all mad at me. Where'd that come from?
That's right. What is that?
You know? I mean, you talk about a change in perspective.
Look at it from the snake's perspective.
I'm just having a snack.
You know, and you never know the way nature is, too. Maybe there was something going to be wrong with the birds, that they never would have left the nest or whatever. I mean, you don't know.
Right, you don't.
I mean, you don't know the we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what plan was there.
We don't know. I love that. We don't know what we
We don't know what we don't know.
I was listening to some old tapes the other night, and I kept each one. We don't know what we don't know.
No, we really don't. It's all a learning experience.
Well, at least you're laughing about it now.
I know.
That's raising your vibration. That's
Yeah.
helping.
I get it. I totally get it. It just hurts.
So if you ever see that snake again, just say, now go away.
Find something else.
I did that once to a snake. I had this huge snake appeared at my house. And first it was in the back, the bush by my porch. And each time it appeared, it scared the hell out of me. And then the next time it curled into the spindles of my porch spindles.
Oh.
And I mean, it was long. And I don't know what kind of snake it was, but it was definitely big and beautiful. And then I'm working in the garden and I hear this rustling and I said, I'll be damned. And I look and there's this snake under this other same snake. And I looked at it and I said, snake, you are scaring me. Now go away. I'll be darned if that snake didn't went up the hill. I never saw that thing again. Did that snake, did it sense my vibration, Samuel? Or it couldn't sense my thoughts, right? But
Well, you kind of loved it away. You
Yeah.
gave it a break.
You
You
loved
said,
it away.
You know, I give you this time.
well, it was so beautiful that, and normally I would be petrified of it, but I was in awe of it. But the third time, I mean, it was right there where that table is, and I'm down here, and I looked up, and I was like, all right, this is enough now. But, so it did sense what I said.
It senses energy.
Huh. So it sensed my loving release?
didn't wish it any harm.
No.
From the sounds of it.
No,
And
I
so that's what the snake would pick up on, and it would say, "Okay, I can live in harmony with her. I'll leave."
It was interesting though, just to see it slither up the never to be seen again. I was like, damn. It was just so keep that in mind.
Yeah. I will.
That's a good one.
What have we stated before? Send them love.
Yes. That's what I'm doing lately with all my neighbors. Neighbors that, some of them that used to aggravate me, I just look at them now and send love. And the one is cutting my grass for free. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, when I had an instance recently with a neighbor, and it's kind of like, oh, you know, this guy and stuff, and it was like, oh, well, and then I started to feel my resistance towards him, and I thought, wait a minute, and so then I saw him. He was outside, and I said, I love you.
You said it out loud?
Yeah, to myself.
Oh, to
He's
yourself.
outside. He's out the window. I didn't send him an airplane. You know, a note.
Yeah, I've been doing the same thing.
Yeah,
To
it
people that
then it
irritate
just
me, I
melted
say, I love
me,
you, I love you.
and then I was much more peaceful in my own space.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll tell you, then I was walking down the sidewalk the other day, and whenever I see him, I say that now. I say, you know, I love you.
Uh-huh.
Well, darn if he doesn't go by me, you know, and he says, have a blessed day. And I thought, well, how about that? And I said, well, you too.
The love was returned.
And I thought, where did that? I mean, this guy. I mean, that
Didn't
it's
seem
like
like that. He didn't
anything
say
would
that.
come off his lips that looked like that.
Uh-huh.
You know, and kind of an antagonistic kind of.
So you brought out the best in
Well,
him.
you know, well, energy did. You know, and it was
How did
just-
we
I
start
didn't
this
want
conversation discussing how to send peace to people?
Yeah, that's right.
How to
So this
radiate
whole thing
peace.
started, Laura.
Well, we've been paying attention, I guess.
We're catching your thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Saying, okay, this thought is not in alignment with my highest good, my love. How do I grow in love in this situation instead of grow in anger or grow in
Any kind of disharmony.
any kind of disharmony? You know, why am I thinking about that about this person that I've just seen? Why not just, you don't know what they're thinking.
No.
You don't have any, unknown people you bet cross casually, bump into.
You can never tell a book by its cover. People. You
Just
never
as
know.
we've witnessed here, numerous instances of sending love and then all of a sudden realizing, oh, what comes in return? Harmony, peace, love, friendliness. We suggest Wink is not sending love at this moment.
He's sensing energy. Static energy.
Was that a good stopping place, do you think?
That's what it is. Somebody's here.
Thank you.
Yes.
We thank you, dear ones.
Yes.
And we bid you adieu.